This morning, somebody sent me a video from Georgia, which is about as nasty as it gets. An old white woman had hired some of the fellas and their lovely ladies to work on a blueberry farm in Georgia. Well, they didn't much like doing the whole blueberry farm labor thing, so what they did like was breaking into that woman's house, tying her up, torturing her, setting her on fire, and running away with some of her goodies. Lady was able to escape, douse the fire. Did I tell you they set her on fire? Anyway, they set her on fire, and she was able to douse the fire. It took her a couple of weeks to die. Well, the person who sent me that thought they were sending me that something that happened just a day or two ago, when it was actually 2 years ago, though I remembered every detail of it because we did a lot of stories on it at the time. So when somebody else sent me this story today, it said, Apple Store robbery in Roseville, I thought, well, I think I've seen this one. And if you just look at the video, you would say, yeah, I've seen this like a dozen times. Well, we rarely post duplicate videos here. Sometimes over at Facebook, I'll take an old video and post it at night. But when you look at the date, when you look into it, this is an Apple Store robbery, one of dozens we have documented. It's all fresh and new. The people are doing it, are part of a pattern. The cop almost figured it out. Let's see if you can.
Third grab-and-go robbery in just the past 4 days at the Roseville Galleria Apple Store has led to the arrest of 3 suspects tonight.
I feel like it's been happening so much, so they had a bad game plan, and they need to learn how to drive better.
Now, the arrest followed a high-speed police chase westbound on Interstate 80 that came to a crashing end at the Riverside Avenue off-ramp.
CBS 13's Steve Large tried to connect this crime with a slew of others we've seen lately.
Roseville investigators pulled Apple laptop computers from inside the suspect vehicle, bagging up evidence from the banged-up car after a high-speed chase that came to a crashing end in this intersection after plowing into Holly McNeil's SUV.
I just got off and I was at the red light for like 10 seconds, and I heard a really big crash behind me, and it was this big truck they had hit, and they bounced off them and hit my car super hard and went in the middle of the intersection. Before hitting McNeil, the suspects rear-ended this big rig with their getaway car, the impact leaving its massive wheels mangled. The 3 suspects all in custody after another grab-and-go robbery at this Apple Store inside the Roseville Galleria. Wednesday's robbery targeting $15,000 in merchandise. The same store was robbed of $5,000 of merchandise Monday and $15,000 on Sunday. That's $37,000 in stolen Apple items in 4 days. Roseville's not alone. There has been a rash of grab-and-go Apple Store robberies across California.
The situation that we had today matched a similar pattern, but at this time, it's unknown if these suspects are connected with any of the other thefts that we've had at the Apple Store.
A wild end to this grab-and-go Apple heist, a high-speed chase and crash before police cuffed their suspects. I feel like it's been happening so much, so.
What a perfect storm. Easy target, high-value merchandise, people that won't fight back. That goes for whether you're going into an Apple Store, you're going into a coffee shop and stealing somebody's Mac. Lots and lots of that all over the place, especially in California, where they're a lot more tolerant of that kind of business than they are other parts of the state. One of the reasons people think they can be more tolerant is because of the numbers. I heard Tucker Carlson say this the other day, and Tucker Carlson fell into a trap. He doesn't normally fall into traps. He fell into a trap that a lot of other trolls fall into about the numbers. So Tucker Carlson was going, well, yes, I know the crime's down because the numbers are down. No, what is down is this. Arrests are down. For example, in Baltimore, they went from 100 to 50,000. They cut the number of arrests in half. Ditto Philly, ditto New York, ditto Washington, ditto Chicago, Detroit. Nobody's St. Louis, Kansas City, Memphis, New Orleans. Nobody's hiding anything. They're very proud of how many fewer people they are arresting. They're very Chicago, they had a headline that said 6,000 people in Chicago jails. Well, and then I said that's a record low. But if you talk to the police or lots of people in Chicago or Baltimore and all those cities they just mentioned, they'll say, yeah, the numbers are down, but the crime is up. Because not only are we arresting fewer black people because crime is the new black entitlement, the numbers are down. You guys have heard this before, but I keep saying this, so every once in a while we have to go back over it. Not just the arrests are down, the prosecutions are down. Not just the prosecutions are down, but the sentencing is down. And not just the sentencing is down, but the paroles are down. So throughout the system, and there's a lot of Republicans involved in this too, by the way, throughout the system, everybody's kind of accepting the fact that crime is the new black entitlement. And well, not much, we've pretty much tried everything we can do to get it down among black people who now claim that because they're spending so much time in jail, they are the victims. So we've pretty much done everything we can do except for one thing, which is be in denial, deceit, and delusion about it, pretend it's not happening, and just sweep it under the rug and pat ourselves on the back for solving the crime problem. So it's not just this criminal justice reform. What about witness intimidation? What about stitches for snitches? What about Bronx juries? These are all things we talk about in depth in my books. How the numbers surrounding black criminality, however wildly out of proportion they are, they're really way, way worse. Keeping that fairy tale going, giving people like Tucker Carlson the numbers. God, what a disappointment to hear him say that. Not having the slightest idea what he was talking about. So hearing people like Tucker Carlson talking about the numbers. Wow, what a great way not to make the black kids angry.